The darkness continues.
Peace, folk, and welcome back to another edition of the Proper Thought series right here on the old T.P.O.T YouTube page. I'm your host, X, of course, but you knew that already. That's why your black asses are here. I'm back with another. And of course, the darkness does continue. Those of you who have followed the Prophet of Thought series, you see that I've been bringing you some court cases, a lot of them. And I brought you several different judges. You see scrolling here, Judge Mincy, Judge King, Judge Williams, Judge Moreau, and Judge Law. All pretty fair judges in their own right. But today, we want to do something a little different because these judges all are from the East Coast. So we're going to swing to the other side of the country, all the way to a town called Tukwila, Washington. And today we're in the courtroom of Judge Walden. And even though the judges you see scrolling behind her are pretty fair judges and they dole out some jurisprudence with a degree of humanity, I don't think they subscribe to the quote unquote social work aspect with the justice they hand out. I saw something different with this particular judge here. And you good folk get to decide if a judge should be concerned with the social work of a person who's accused of an alleged crime or infraction that stands before them. Should a judge be involved with the life of this particular person? Now, most of the time, let's be honest here, when I bring you these cases, the people that stand before most of these judges are black folk, unfortunately. And this particular judge is dealing with two black folk as well. But the way she deals with them goes beyond law per se. It goes beyond the quote unquote justice. There is a bit of social work involved here. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I say again, you good folk get to look at it, decide for yourselves, come to your own conclusions. And you can also ask yourself, if they were in front of the other judges that I brought you before, would they receive the same treatment? So, without further delay, let's get at it. And as always, fair use, Negroes. Fair use. Well, all right. As stated, we are in the courtroom of the Honorable Judge Walden, and we are in Tukwila, Washington. I believe it's pronounced Tukwila. Tukwila is it's a small city in Washington State, on the West Coast. I think the population is about 21,000, and I believe about 4,000 of that population is black. So you're talking, it's like 20% black, right? The crime rate is much lower than the national average, and I believe the poverty rate is too. Now, notwithstanding that, like I said earlier, we're going to look at some social work being doled out in the process of some quote unquote justice being doled out. And I will say again, do you think this would be the case if these people were facing a different judge in a different part of the country? So, as always, fair use, Negroes. Fair use. Let's get at it.
Good morning, Your Honor. Oops, here we go. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. It looks like we are on the record.
We are, for the record, Teresa Griffin on behalf of defense over here at the SCORE facility. And my first matter before the court is Miss
Lawton?
Mog, how do you say it?
No.
Oh, I'm
Watson.
sorry.
I'm Watson.
You're this Lawton, right?
Yeah, this is Don
Dishaquila.
Dishaquila Lawton, yes.
D. Shaquela. Of course, we start off with D. Shaquela, but we continue.
She's here for a review. This was an old SOC actually, and there was a lot of things that she was supposed to do and not do and so forth. And I mean, she was really actually pretty confused, which a lot of people are about the SOCs. They're not just that easy to follow actually. So anyway, there were a lot of things she didn't do. And so she was confused about them. She would last, I mean, she didn't understand that the community service hours weren't the same as the community awareness class and payments and all that kind of thing. And so, I know they want to revoke her. I don't know what they're asking for and go ahead and do a conviction.
Okay, let's go ahead and stop there. Now, she got herself into something, obviously, right? She was let out and she had certain conditions that she had to follow. They were conditions of her being out. And I know you hear a lot of word salad here coming from, the attorney, but basically the things she was supposed to do, she did not do, which got her ass back in jail. But then again, her name is Delaquisha or something another. So we already know what it is, but we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
But I would ask the court to actually let her do these things that she still needs to do if she wants to. I mean, she does, but we'll defer to the court on that, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Lawton, I guess I have some concerns. You entered this agreement in February of 2020, and given a pretty long SOC, which, would give you plenty of time to do the things that you're supposed to do. And actually, it looks like it was in March.
March 4th, yeah, we went to the
and the
docket.
benefit of this agreement was it just continued for a long time. And then if you did certain things, you got a chance to get it dismissed. It looks like in June you called and got information. We set it in 2021. And then I saw.
So in other words, she's been getting all kinds of chances for the past 2 years and some change, but just not doing what she was supposed to do. That's the short version, but we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Saw you again in November of last year and spoke to Miss Monroe, who I know is a very thorough attorney. She's always has her client's best interests at heart. And then you failed to appear for your next hearing. We rescheduled you to February 3rd to try to get all this stuff done. And then you failed to appear. And I see that in your Federal Way SOC also. I mean, you did a Federal Way SOC, and I think they're holding you and are going to hear you this afternoon.
She's also got some federal charges, all right, that she's facing as well, which she didn't do any of that stuff that were a condition of her release. But we continue.
I mean, I just don't understand what's going on. I mean, it seems like, you're a young person, give you that. You haven't had any new law violations, which is fantastic. I don't know if this 2019 was just sort of a you know, in a period of your life that you made some questionable decisions, but you're given such an incredible opportunity to have these charges dismissed without any negative finding towards you at all, which, you know, the ultimate benefit of that is you can have the charge actually even deleted by Washington State Patrol to show that you've never even been charged with a crime.
Now you're hearing this, right? She had an opportunity to have these charges dismissed, just wiped off of her record. All she had to do was do whatever conditions she agreed to. But obviously, she's sitting here in a jail suit. So you know what that means? She didn't hold up her part of the bargain. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
So I just have concerns that you've gone through this twice, not only through Tukwila, but through Federal Way, and haven't followed through with any of the things. And, you know, we all, the judges all like to say that we hold the city to the promises that they make to you to ultimately dismiss these cases, but we also have to, at the same time, hold you to yours. So give me, is there a particular reason that perhaps you didn't reach out or didn't seek any help?
Now notice how the judge is not really coming at her like, hey, look, you know, we told you to do something, you didn't do it, your ass back in jail, I'm going to sentence you X, Y, and Z. No, the judge is literally talking to her like the judge is a case worker, all right? She's speaking to her like she's a social worker, not a judge. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
No, so my community service hours, I completed all of those. I have the 20 hours for you guys. I just didn't know when to turn them in. I didn't get a letter in the mail saying that I had a hearing or anything like that. I forgot that we did schedule for a hearing, but I have all of my community service done for you in Federal Way.
And where'd you do those?
I did them at the Cherry Hill Baptist Church over in Cherry Hill downtown.
Okay.
Were you able to do the 20 or did you do the 30 to make?
I did the 30 and we had finished this last year. They were all done last year. So I've been waiting for like either a mail or something saying I had a warrant out for my arrest so that then I can come in and squash it so that then I can turn in all my.
She was waiting for them to send her something in the mail to say she had a warrant for her arrest. Now, let's assume that that's true. Let's assume she said, well, you know, I might have a warrant, so I'm just going to wait. I'm pretty sure, because they would have mentioned this by now, that she did not turn herself in. She was picked up. So if she really thought she had a warrant and she was waiting for them to mail something, which I've never heard of, where they actually send a letter to your house and say you have a warrant for your arrest. I mean, they usually show up to your house and say, we have a warrant for an arrest of your black ass. That's usually how it works. I don't think they send you a letter, all right? But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Community service hours and everything, but I did do these. They're done. I was just very confused.
This is what I'm going to do. And I'm taking several things into consideration. The fact that you don't have any law violations. And let me tell you this, as a young person, you probably don't know this. And I know Miss Griffin can back me up here. Theft convictions tend to be the worst for someone's future. I mean, you can.
Notice how the judge is giving her a pep talk about, well, you don't want these, these theft convictions, could be the worst thing for your future, young lady. Like, she's talking to her like an old school mom. She's not giving her the whole, you are in violation of X, Y, and Z, or, you possibly are facing this amount of time. No, it's a pep talk. It's an educational type thing where, these charges can be really detrimental to your future, young lady. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Get a DUI, you can even get an assault. It doesn't have the same effect as a theft conviction because the way the legal system looks at it, and the way employers, property owners are going to look at it, is that you're untrustworthy, that your credibility is questionable and you cannot be relied upon. In fact, the courts look at it and even can say you could be accused of being a liar. It's a different category of offense.
But isn't she already accused of being dishonest or almost a liar when she agreed to do X, Y, and Z and then doesn't do it? Isn't that sort of the same thing in a sense? But I don't know. We continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
And for someone who's young and may not understand the significant impact a theft case can have, even as shoplifting on your future, that's the scary part.
Right.
So I'm going to release you to come back and see me. Where do you live now?
And notice, the judge is still going to release her, even though this case goes all the way back to 2020. It is almost 2023. She has had almost 3 years to do this and has not. But the judge is giving her another chance to do this. If this isn't quote unquote social work justice, I don't know what is. But we continue.
I live in West Seattle now, but the 2402 South Irving, that is the mailing address, because at my apartment they break into my mailbox, so I won't receive none of my mail
Well,
there.
I'm going to give you something today, and that's it. I promise you, I'm not going to mail you anything. I'm just going to
That's fine.
give you
That is-
something today.
That's fine.
Yeah. Go ahead.
If I do get released today, and since I do have my community service and everything, do you want me to just come up to Tukwila and drop them off, or?
Oh, no, I'm going to set another hearing because I want you to come in with your lawyer and the city attorney, because city attorney wants to revoke this, and I owe them at least an opportunity to be heard because this was a contract between you and the city.
The city attorney wants to pull the agreement that they made with her. And you can't be mad at him because she's had 3 years to complete this and has not. Now, I don't know this young lady. I don't know what her reasonings are for not doing this, but it's been almost 3 years and she hasn't gotten it done. Even though she's gotten a promise that they would wipe the slate clean for her. All right? That alone is a degree of social work in a sense. But she's getting another opportunity to complete this. You heard the judge. The judge said, I am going to release you today. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
I can make the decision about release. So
Okay.
I'm going to release you to come back to court. I want you to come in person because I want you to be there and to give me your best pitch. You and your lawyer, you give the city your best pitch. Because remember, this was a contract between you and the city attorney. It wasn't with me. I'm just making sure everything falls in place ultimately. So they're asking for it to be revoked and it become a conviction. And my answer would have to be yes, because you haven't held up your part. But I'm giving you another chance to come in.
Yes, the city wants to go ahead and convict her because she did not hold up her end of the agreement. And the judge says, hey, I'm inclined to go along with that. But I'm going to release you anyway and allow you to come in and make your pitch. What a gift, even though it's after Christmas. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
And give them your best pitch,
Okay.
which means I think you should come in person and with your lawyer. So it's going to be middle of January. So what gives you a chance to find your community service. It gives you to scramble if you need to get that consumer awareness class done. It's offered online, which makes it a hell of a lot easier than trying to find a place to go sit down and take the class. I'm going to have Nessa email that list of places where you can take community service to the studio or wherever, so they can print that for you. If the officers aren't able to print that, then call us. Or do you have an email address that we can email it to you also?
I do have, yes, an email. Email works very perfectly for me. I can get my.
Vanessa, you got that?
Mhm.
So are we able to send one to SCORE and to Ms. Lawton? Okay, so I'm gonna remember this, Ms. Lawton. I'm gonna release you to mid-January, and you can tell Federal Way I'm doing this. They can
Do you
whatever
have her
they want.
email address already?
Yeah, Nessa
Okay,
has it.
thank you, perfect.
I'm gonna release you to mid-January. You come and see me in person. I'm gonna email you the places that you can do consumer awareness. And it's not all inclusive. These are just the ones that we know about. So if you find one that you're more comfortable with, whether it's personal, financial, whatever reason, then you can just do it, right?
Listen to all these options the judge is giving this woman. Oh, I'm going to let you do this, and you can choose that one, and you can do this, and you can go ahead and make your choice, based on your finances or whatever it is. Does this sound like social work to you, good folk? I know to me it seems less of justice and more like social justice. Because let's be honest here. You screw up, judges usually hammer your ass. But we're not seeing that here, are we? After having multiple chances over a lengthy amount of time, she gets another chance. And not only does she get another chance, she gets the pep talk along with it. I ask again, do you think she would get this type of quote unquote justice if she was sitting before another judge in another part of the world? I don't know. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Right.
But just come in with all that stuff done. The key is just come in, because I don't want to have to. I know you don't want to spend another night in jail. That's crazy. Just
I
come
miss
and see me in
my
person.
baby.
Come see me in person. And you know what? It's all up to you now. And it's in your hands to give your best pitch. It's just, there's nothing I can do for you. Now it's going to be you. There's not a whole lot your lawyer can do for you either if you don't come in and have it all done. Lawyers only argue with what their their clients present them with.
Right.
So right now I have a young person with no criminal history. That's what I see. Hopefully it'll stay that way.
I'm trying to keep it that way. I don't want to be in here. I have an autistic son who really needs me right now. So
and of course, she's an old mama. Of course. I got an autistic son that needs me. And if that's the case, if that be the case, Delanquisha, why haven't you got this stuff done? It's been 3 years. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
being in here it's not helping him.
And I think a criminal conviction is only going to hurt your future. And I know you need to have one, especially if you have an autistic son. Okay. So I'm going to see you mid-January. Do your best. And, I'm going to have to hear from both parties. If you haven't done what you're supposed to do, you can just guarantee.
And of course, here comes the tears. Oh my goodness. I need to get back to my baby. My son's autistic. I talk about this all the time. You hear all these things that the court should take into consideration when considering whether or not to let their ass out. But these people do not take these things into consideration while they are out. They expect strangers to take this into consideration, but they themselves have proven that they don't take these things into consideration. Strange. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
That SOC is going to be revoked. So I'll see you. What is that on Wednesday, Nessa? That January 18th?
I do also have court in
Yeah, you're going to see federal way judge today. You could tell a federal way judge what I've done today.
Excuse me 1 minute. She said she had the same day.
I don't know. They never gave me my court
I got
papers. They
January
said
18th.
No, she said she has court
for King County
for King County.
in the mid-January. They never told me when though.
Let's see what it says here.
I don't.
Has other cases. While she's been let out, given the opportunity to have her slate wiped clean, she's out there doing other stuff, getting herself arrested again, other cases. But even with that, look at the judge. The judge is looking into it. Hasn't changed the judge's mind at all. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
See, King County, is that a the parentage one, or what is the hearing for?
It was for
Another case?
yeah, a D.
Maybe under a different name code then. So
Oh yeah, no, they don't have my apostrophe in King County.
So are you talking about the
No,
robbery?
No, not that one.
There's Federal Way, there's Tukwila, and then there's a failure to pay fare. That's just an infraction.
well, if they have something that's under a different name? You said they didn't have your name because King County does things differently. They load the cases up by name, not by case number. So if they don't have your apostrophe in your name, then you might have unlinked history, which is, I'm sure the city attorney is going to explore that.
Well, if it's turns out to be on the same date, you'll just have to let your attorney and you're going to get your attorney's contact information today, right? Again.
Yeah, just call them, okay? So right
Yeah.
now I've got you as January 18th at 1:30 at the Tukwila Court. Do you know where we are up on TIB, the orange building, the new Justice Center?
Are you guys still over by South Center?
No,
We're up on Tukwila National Boulevard.
see this right here? That's the new Justice Center right there.
It's like
There's
2 blocks
Wendy's.
north.
Yes, we want to make sure you get there because, we're interested in you socially. We want to make sure you know where it is, the new building, the color of the building, the whole nine. Because, see, we are interested in your life, girl. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
It's up on,
This is over by my dad's house. This is what they built?
yeah, it's like a police station, but it's also a court.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I know where that is. I do.
Okay. So I've got you at January 18th at 1:30. She's right. I got your lawyer's contact information on the form as well as the court. So if anything needs to change, I'm telling you, communication's the key because I'm willing to be flexible on dates and times. But you need to communicate that to me, okay? Don't just fill up to appear and then see me like this and say, I had a court date somewhere else. That's not going to fly, okay? So
No.
Yes, because the judge is very flexible when it comes to these things. She'll go ahead. She'll move some stuff around just for you, girl. But we continue.
manage your case appropriately. I'll see you in January. Nessa's going to make sure she emails all the stuff that you could use as a resource to come, come right in with hopefully everything you need. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. Go ahead and have a seat. Paperwork will be there and the officers will go over it with you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. Mr. Lewis?
Now, what do you good folk think of this? Do you understand what I mean when I say social work being part of the justice? Okay? Social work has worked its way into the justice system. Now, I'm not saying it's a good or bad thing. I don't know. But should judges be part of the whole social working of a person's life when they're accused of a crime? And let's go a little further, because let's talk about this person that just got out of this chair. Obviously, they were willing to, give her a clean slate and wipe her record and all that kind of stuff. All she had to do was like some community service and take a class or whatever she had to do, and boom, they would have got rid of all of it, right? Now, this was in like March of 2020. It is December 2022. In another 3 months, it would be 3 years. And somehow she was unable to complete this little bit of stuff in 3 years. She says she has an autistic son. Now, I would be one to say that, having an autistic son, you probably shouldn't be getting your black ass arrested anyway. But notwithstanding that, once you've been given this opportunity to clear up your life and wipe your record clean, why would you not go ahead and take advantage of that? And on top of that, while you're out, after you've been given this opportunity to clear up your record, you're out there doing other stuff, getting arrested again and accumulating more cases. And even with that, the judge is still willing to let you out. This is social work, brothers. This is social work. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use. I do believe the brother is coming up next. His case isn't it's not as topsy-turvy as the young lady we just saw, but it's somewhat interesting, and there's still some social work going on here. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
It's so quiet here today. Oh my God, on Tuesday I was here till 6:30.
Wow, all day long, that long?
Yeah, because I do Redmond and Bellevue.
Wow.
We do Tukwila, Burien, Auburn, Covington, Pacific, Algona, Redmond, and Bellevue.
That is a long day.
I know.
All right,
Okay.
Mr. Lewis, good morning.
Morning.
So Mr. Lewis is here for an arraignment on 2A0732033. A little confusing because it's pretty much count one of the same exact charge on the same day.
Mhm.
So, but we did read through the probable cause statement, and we'll defer to the court with respect to probable cause. He has no questions about his rights. We went over those, and we'll acknowledge receipt of the complaint, waive further formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty to one count of criminal trespass in the second degree.
Okay. There's a familiar term. Criminal trespass. Like I always tell y'all, when someone gets a criminal trespass, basically they are somewhere where they have been told not to be. In other words, they've trespassed somewhere. They were told to not be there, but they returned. So now it is criminal trespass. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
All right, we'll enter a plea of not guilty to the charge. So, sir, I did review the report and I did find probable cause. So, and I don't know if you've had a chance to talk to Ms. Griffin, but I need to know a little bit about you because these are the only things on your record. I mean, do you live locally? Can you tell me a little bit about yourself so I know where to go today?
Oh, tell me a little bit about yourself. It's almost like a job interview. Tell me a little bit about yourself, sir. You don't have a lot on your record, so let's hear your story, so we'll know, where to go with this here case. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Well, before all this, I was kind of living in my car, and then I was working at Amazon and at the Shell, right across the street from there. And then what is it? The address you guys got on file, Des Moines Memorial Drive. I haven't lived there since August, I think, or something like that. And it was a month before my lease was supposed to end or something like that. But I paid for the last month, so before I even started living there or whatever. So after that, I just started living in my car and then just working, and I got the second job, so my hands was just full between just work and work and work.
Are you still unsheltered, still just living in a car?
Yeah, just my car.
Okay, I'm going to direct appoint public defenders to represent you. Now, without, and this open and consume is an infraction. It's a $103 infraction. I'm going to track it along with this criminal case so we can talk about it all together, okay? Because I think resolving one without the other doesn't make any sense. So how does it, is it easier for you if I just make this happen as soon as possible so you can start addressing it and hopefully get this behind you?
Is it easier for you if I do this way? Now, the judge is literally asking, is it easier for you? But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
You want me to set this next, not maybe the first week of January or second week of January?
Does that mean I get out of here today?
Yeah, I'm gonna release you today. Now, keep in mind, this charge carries a maximum penalty of 90 days in jail. So what I'd like to see this happen. How long you lived in Washington?
Since so far.
Okay. This is a criminal charge. This could have an effect on, your work, your future, you're getting another place to live. I've got a lawyer now appointed to help you on this. You just have to make it to court, because this has to be resolved one way or another. You have the right to a jury trial. So if you want a trial, you can, or you can come to court, talk to your lawyer, and see if the lawyer will talk to the city attorney to try to resolve it in a way that this doesn't affect you in a real negative way.
Yes. This could really affect your life, young man. Get your lawyer. Come here. Try to fix it. You don't want your life messed up. That's not what you want, right? Another pep talk by the judge. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Because right now it looks like a bad night on your part, but it can be, difficult for your future if you have a criminal conviction. This is a criminal charge. So do you want me to try to set this sooner than later so you can remember your court date and avoid being booked like this again?
Do you want me to set it sooner, so you can remember? Hey, we want to make it easier for you, because this is how we do it here at social services. Oh, the court. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
I don't know, honestly. What is it like? And then how is it a criminal charge? Because isn't I work for a gas station, and I'm pretty sure they're under the same company. Wouldn't that be something that I would have to go through?
It's something you have to talk to your attorney about.
Yeah, basically they're accusing you of being in a place where you were uninvited. And
yes, somewhere where you weren't supposed to be, Negro. But we continue.
Basically being told to leave and refusing on private property. And so that's the basis of the charge. And I did find probable cause. In other words, a reasonable person could review the alleged incident, the facts that they've cited, and determine that you likely committed a crime. And so now it's up to the city to prove whether or not you committed this crime. So you're presumed not guilty right now, but I want you to understand that it may have seemed like something super minor, but it is still a criminal charge, and you can suffer the consequences of a criminal conviction. And so I want you to be able to start working with your attorney. I want you to be able to get to court to try to figure out how you want to resolve this. You have the right to a jury trial, but if you want to have a chance to talk to the city attorney and your attorney to see if you can resolve it short of a jury trial, then I want you to have to be able to do that too. So what I can do, Nessa, what's our soonest Wednesday?
Next Wednesday, Judge.
You want to just come to court next Wednesday afternoon to see about resolving this, and I'll release you today?
Do you want to come to court next Wednesday? I'll let you out. Do you want to come to court, young man? Because I need to know what you want to do. I need to know what you want to do. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. Now the court. Where do you usually stay in your car? What city?
Just around Kent.
So are you able to?
I just stay close around my work.
Okay, so you got a valid license. Yes. Our courthouse is in Tukwila, on the Tukwila National Boulevard, just 2 blocks north of the light rail station up there, the big light rail station by the airport.
Yes, I know where
Come
that is.
see me. you want to come see me this Wednesday to try to figure it out?
Yes, I can do
Okay. So today is Thursday. I'm going to schedule you for court on Wednesday afternoon. So you come see me in person. Your attorney will be there. The city attorney will be there. And again, you always have the right to a jury trial. I'm not trying to tell you to try to figure out how to resolve this, but for someone like you who doesn't have any history and you know, you're doing some good things, you're working, and I'd love to see you get in a better housing situation.
I'd love to see you get in a better housing situation. Yes, the judge would love to see that, because see, this is justice being handed down with a bit of social work. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Got people on site that can help you with that. On site also, if you need any help with some cold weather clothing items, food, hygiene items, drink, water, whatever.
Yes, if he needs clothing, the food, the water, a jacket. What else can I get for you? A hat. I don't know, a kerosene heater. Let's get the heater in your car fixed, or something. Whatever we can do for you, young man. But we continue.
Got that on site for you at no cost to you, so you can grab some things, especially if you're living in your car and it's cold. We can help you with that at no obligation at all. That's
Of course we can help you, because this is justice handed out with a little bit of social work. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
totally up, you know, if you want to do that, you can. However, your court date is the mandatory part. If you don't
Yes.
show up to court, I can issue a warrant for your arrest. Come see me January 4th at 1:30, okay? All right, I'm going to release you today on the condition that you don't go back to that AM PM, okay? They probably told you that, you may not remember, or ARCO, I guess. Don't go back to that place because you might get arrested again, okay?
Do you know if my car is still parked over there? Cause like I did have a flat tire and like I was changing it over there too.
Yeah, he asked me that question the other day and I said, well, you have to ask your attorney. They could make the call for you and find out if it's still over there. Or you could actually go to the police department and they could help you with that.
Yes, that's probably what you should do. Talk to your attorney, talk to the police department. The judge doesn't know if your damn car is over there or not, Negro. But I'm pretty sure the judge will try to find out and accommodate him as far as his car's concerned, because like I said, this is justice with a little bit of social work mixed into it. But fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to put on here, are you able to get to the Tukwila Police Department, right, and talk to them about that? Because I don't know if they towed it or not. I'm going to put may return. It's in the parking lot of the ARCO, right?
Last I remember, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put may return to the parking lot of ARCO to retrieve vehicle.
Yes, may return to a place where you were arrested for criminal trespassing to retrieve your vehicle. Yes, because we want you to get your car back, sir. But we continue.
Okay, so you can go there to retrieve your car. It's on there. And if it's not there, then you might have to call the ARCO to figure out who their towing is, or if they have a sign that says towing. Or I'm going to put down here, call Tukwila Police, because if they impounded your vehicle, they'll be able to give you information on that.
Mhm. Which that means
Do
I
we have the
to-
non-emergency phone number, Nessa?
Yes. Would you like me to include that in the form, Judge?
You want? I'll get out of the form if you want to type it in there. It's on. I put it in the other. So if your vehicle's not there, and if you call the ARCO, they don't know where it is, you can call the Tukwila non-emergency line, and my bailiff Ness is going to include that number on there. Just call to find out where your vehicle is, or you can call your attorney to help you track that down. But I'll see you. Today's Thursday. Next Wednesday, any afternoon, come see me, and we can figure out where you'd like to see this case go. Okay. And then, of course, all of those resources available to you, especially if you can't find your car, you can go to the courthouse. Unfortunately, we're closed at noon today. If you want to come to the courthouse all day tomorrow, we'll be open 9:30 to 4. You can get those resources that I explained to you.
Yes, you can get all those resources. Because, you know, when you get arrested on something and, you know, you go before the judge, they also offer you some social services, some shelter, a coat, jacket, shoes, whatever you need. Because, see, this is the quote unquote social justice. Get it, Negroes? But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Okay, I'll edit it, Nessa, thanks. So it's, I'm gonna put the phone number on it. So if you come to the courthouse after 9:30 tomorrow, you can talk to the court staff, or you can go there and talk to the police department. I think they get released right there, right close by. So if you get released close by the police department, you can actually just walk over there and
Yeah,
talk
they
to
get
them.
released at that bus station down
Yeah,
there.
and they can talk to you about where your car is, or your car might be there. So I have the number on the form. And if you want to come to the Tukwila courthouse about all those resources between 9:30 and 4 tomorrow, you can come get some warm stuff if you need it, okay?
Yes, gotta reiterate that. You can come on in here and get a coat, some mittens, some boots, a hat, a snorkel, some of them pocket warmers. Justice with a touch of charity, all at the same time. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
You have any questions for me?
I do not.
Okay, I will see you next week, Wednesday, okay? You'll be released today. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck.
I think that's the calendar.
And so Nessa, can we add that 3-4 to that calendar also?
So we're going to stop it there. Now, I know we laughed and, made fun and all that kind of stuff, but let me ask you good folk this. Do you think that these people will take advantage of the quote unquote social part of this justice? Obviously, this judge here has a degree of humanity, quite a bit from what I can see. And, I know I was making fun and laughing and all that kind of stuff, but she shows these people some humanity. And I'm big on judges showing people humanity. This type of humanity I have not seen thus far with all of the court stuff I watch. And those of you who follow the Profit of Thought series, I'm pretty sure you haven't seen it either in the videos that I brought you concerning court cases. But I think this goes beyond just basic humanity. This is, I would say, charity. This is piety. This is empathy. I mean, that's how I look at it. Now, I'll say again, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but I did see an element of social help, not just legal help, get you a lawyer, and your charge is this and your charge is that. I also heard the judge speak of you getting resources and services, and she talked to them about where they live, what their living situation was, what they need, gave them options, gave them choices. Now this brother here, he's not as bad as the young lady. This brother, he got arrested for criminal trespass. He was somewhere where he wasn't supposed to be. Not that big of a deal. But even with that, she said, hey, look, you're living in your car. Hey, we got services for you. We can get you coat, hat, blanket, whatever. You got a flat tire in your car, we got somebody who will give you a tire. Nah, she didn't say that, but you know where I'm going, folks. I mean, there was an element of empathy there for these people. Even the first girl, She's been screwing up for the past 3 years, and the judge still released her. Still gave her an opportunity to get out there and get this stuff done. The judges that I've been looking at, they would have threw her ass right in jail. They would have said, nope, it's been almost 3 years, you're done. You're getting a conviction. But this judge, nope, I'm going to let you out today, even though you've been doing a whole bunch of other crap. Instead of taking care of business, I'm going to let you out today and give you another chance. Now, I don't know about y'all, good folk, but this is something that I have not seen. And I say again, I watch quite a bit of this court stuff. Watch quite a bit of it. And this judge here, I mean, she must have been a social worker at some point. She comes across as a social worker. But it could be she's just, I don't know, a decent person. But at any rate, social work has been interjected into justice. And these folks that you see, this brother here and the woman before this, are benefiting from that social work. Now, hopefully, they take advantage of what's being offered to them. Hopefully, they take advantage of the chances that they've been given, the charity that's been handed to them. Because I believe just as the patience of justice has its limits, I think the extending of the social work olive branch has its limits as well. So maybe, just maybe, they take this chance, man, and do what's right with said chance. Because nothing lasts forever. Not even empathetic social work. But that's all. I appreciate you good folk for coming through, man. You could have spent your time anywhere. You decided to spend it here at T.P.O.T. and it is appreciated. I don't take you good folk lightly, man. I never have and I never will. You got my word on that. So, with that, I will leave you good folk with 3 words. You know, like I always do. Open your mind. Peace, folk. X with another.
The darkness continues.
Only from T.P.O.T.